History is something for which we have got all the sources, especially literary sources. Prehistory is something where we have no literary sources. Proto-history is a transition phase. So in prehistory, we have the longest evolution of humankind. This evolution is geographical, it is biological, it is cultural. It is the era in which we became Homo sapiens sapiens. And it is the era in which we learned the tools, we started to master the environment, we started to create the wheels, we created agriculture, all those things. So what we call is Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, ये शब्द बाकियों ने सुने होंगे. All of them come from prehistory. It's the longest duration. But again, most of it is studied by archaeologists, and we just study it in one lecture because history का वो major concern नहीं है, and UPSC का भी नहीं है. Then we come to the transition phase, that is proto-history. In proto-history, we have a lot of interesting things. We have 2-3 scenarios in which history can be proto-history. जैसे कि we have literature or inscriptions, but they are not decoded or not deciphered. जैसे कि हड़प्पा, not deciphered. So we can't read it. We know they knew it. The day we decipher them, probably Harappa will become history. उसका promotion हो जाएगा. But till that point of time, it is a proto-history. Second scenario is that they have literature, but it was oral for a long time and written much later. जैसे कि Vedas. Vedas were compiled orally for thousands of years. They are not written down. ओल्डेस्ट वेदा और अदर वेदा के बारे में इंजंक्शंस है कि लिखना नहीं है, इसको बस याद रखना है. So much so that even after writing started, Vedic people did not know writing. There is no word for writing. There is no word for script there. They only have oral culture. But even when later on writing was invented, script was invented, still Vedas were not written down. Why? Because it was a religious important thing. It has to be मौखिक परंपरा, oral culture. तो हमारे पास वेद तो है, बट वो लिखे वैदिक एरा के सैकड़ों साल बाद है. उसके पहले दे एग्जिस्टेड ओरली ओनली. So again, it becomes a proto-history for us. We have a literature which about them, but not written at that point of time. Much later. There is third thing. We have secondary but contemporary observations. This is interesting thing. If you're interested in the European history, you would know there was a Roman Empire. Roman Empire was a highly civilized, high culture, high civilization, massive development on every front. They created a great empire. So they have literature, they are in historic era. But उन्हीं के जमाने में, उन्हीं के contemporary, towards the north of them, we have Germanic tribes. And the Germanic tribes keep attacking Romans again and again. So Romans have written about Germanic tribes कि ये लोग ऐसा खाते हैं, इनकी यहाँ पे टोली है, वहाँ पे टोली, इनका नेता ये है, ये यहाँ पे हमला कर रहे, जो कुछ है. So these things are written about Germanic tribes by Romans. So Germanic tribes don't know writing. Nothing of them has survived. So ideally they would have been in the prehistoric era. At the same time, the Romans are in historic era. But because Romans have written about them in the contemporary times, we have some observations, so we call them proto-history. So we have various ways in which you can understand proto-history. In case of India, these two things are applicable. आज भी होता है. आज भी होता है. You may have some tribals today. These tribals, Jaravas, don't have writing system. So they are supposed to be in the prehistory, but we call them proto-history because we write about Jaravas. Right? So these things, इतिहास में समय की संकल्पना, दैट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ टाइम इन हिस्ट्री इज वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट यू अंडरस्टैंड इन इंडिया. Let us say we have some people who have chosen agriculture, they are in Neolithic era. Some other people who are not only agrarian, they found iron, they created surplus, they created cities, वो तो urban era में चले गए. And some people who refuse to settle down in agrarian culture and वो वही मवेशी है. So they are herders. So हर एक they are in Mesolithic era. So सारे era एक साथ coexist होते हैं. India is a huge landmass. आज भी ये होता है. So when you say history में कौन से era में है, this is not applicable uniformly everywhere. Same thing, I can give you a very appropriate example. Take Harappa. Harappan civilization is urban civilization. Great cities of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Rakhigadi, Dholavira, Lothal. But are these cities found across India? No, they are found in the northwest part of India. What about rest of India at the time of Harappa? They have villages. So they have not urban, they have not urbanized. So they are either communities of Neolithic era or the copper using Chalcolithic communities. But उनके ही बगल वाले जो है वो अर्बन हो गए, वो प्रोटोहिस्ट्री में चले गए. So these things coexist. But do you understand history, protohistory and prehistory? We are primarily going to deal with protohistory and history. In history, the literature begins, the writing system begins. The oldest written textual evidence क्या है इंडिया में? The डेटेबल इन आज तक ऐसे माना जाता था. अशोकन एडिक्ट्स. Ashoka was the great king of Mauryas. His edicts are littered across India, and those edicts are datable to 250 BC or something around that time. Those are the oldest written evidences. But in the recent few decades, couple of decades, we have found older writing in South India, in Tamil Nadu, and pre-Ashokan writing. How old it is? Maybe 50, 100, 200 years before Ashoka. We don't know. But the point is, made by Tamil Nadu, made by North India, the script everywhere is Brahmi script. So Brahmi script is the oldest script that we know because uske pehle we had Indus Valley script that has not survived. That vanished somehow, and then we have Brahmi script coming up.